the RANE One and the DDJ-REV7. Which one do you think will come out on top? Hey guys, Sam here from Musically Yours and DigitalDJGear.com, and today we're going to be checking out the RANE One and the Pioneer DDJ-REV7 and checking out the features, comparing and contrasting them, and seeing which one we think is coming out on top. Now, I also want to tell you these two controllers are insanely popular, and with all the supply chain issues, they've been in high demand and very low supply. The RANE One has just finally started to catch back up, and the REV7, having just launched in the last couple weeks, is insanely difficult to find. So I'm really thankful that we were able to get both of these controllers here today. So big shout out to my friends at RANE and our friends at Pioneer DJ that hooked us up today to get this video going. Before we jump in, please like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and turn on notifications for more videos from us here at DigitalDJGear.com. Biggest similarity between these two controllers, guys, is these motorized platters. Both of them have awesome 7-inch solid motorized platters. And what does that mean? Well, you can see here, I can spin underneath and I can spin the record separately. So this is just like having a 7-inch vinyl on your turntable, moving, spinning just like the way your turntable would. Same thing here. Can spin the bottoms, can spin the top. The only big difference I see between the two, because they both have a really good feel, substantial feel to them, is there's an on-jog display here on the Pioneer, which is going to tell you, where on the track you are and also your touch sensitivity. So that's definitely one differentiating feature. Another thing that both of them have, they both have dual USB support. So that means they've both got two USB-A ports that are going to allow you to connect two laptops, meaning if you're playing in the club or you're playing a private event and you want to switch laptops with the next guy that's coming on set, you're good to go with either of these units. You do not have to worry. Another big thing with both the units is they both have Serato DJ FX and performance control pads. The Pioneers have it more like a DJM S-Series mixer right in the center above your channel 1 and channel 2 volumes there, whereas on the RANE, it's actually down at the bottom next to your start play and it's below the actual turntable. So that's a little bit of a difference, but I like the buttons on both. These ones have a little bit of a click to them. I sometimes find that to be a little bit annoying. These have more of like that soft feel, kind of like a Novation Launchpad or like an Arturia Beat Step feel. I kind of like that feel a little bit better, but both solid, both have a good resistance in them. I think that's a win either way. I talked about it a little bit here, but the layout is one of the big differences. So, RANE had the legendary TTM 56 and then the TTM 57, which was the first Serato mixer, and then it was the 61 and the 62, and then, now the 70 and the 72, and it's just been going on from there. So the RANE piece follows that type of format, track one, deck 1, deck 2. It's got all of its trim, low, mids, and highs. It's got a low LP, HP filter here for low pass and high pass. It's got just a general volume control for the channel. It's got a mix and a main volume and booth. Gives you depth. You've got some FX, queuing for each of the tracks here. Everything you'd expect on a RANE mixer, plus that Mag 4 XF Crossfader, which is phenomenal. On the Pioneer side here, I've got my touchpads in here with my hot cue, roll, save, loop, sampler, all right on board in the mixer. I've got my tracks 1 and 2. They've got their Magvel Fader Pro, which is also awesome crossfader, mix and headphone level here for the headphone and switching between the cues, just as you'd expect, between channel 1, channel 2, or mix of both. Same thing here, low, mid, and high trims there, and then the low pass and high pass filter, a general trim, master level, booth level, a tap in for your BPM. That's a cool feature. Locking on and off here. Also good to have on thing. Echo, spin back, flange. So a couple of the effects right on board there. So there's a little bit more on this Pioneer piece, and it is laid out more like the DJM S-Series mixer. So if you're used to that DJM S-Series mixer, this is clearly offering a lot more functionality. But if you're a legacy RANE guy, there's something nostalgic about being on that RANE style mixer here. I mean, I played on a 56 for a long time, then I played on the 57. I was doing my weddings, bar mitzvahs, sweet 16s. There's something that just feels good about that for me from the old days. So I don't think there's a lose either way. Mic inputs. I'm gonna pick up this RANE One, And guys, keep in mind, both of these weigh in almost exactly the same. They're pretty close to 30 pounds, but we've got mic 1 and mic 2, and they both have combo XLR 1/4-inch jacks, which is really great, because if you're hooking up your your microphone to it, it's acting like the mixer, and you can have separate and independent controls for that. On the Pioneer side, it also has 2 mic inputs, which is awesome, but one of them is just a 1/4-inch jack, which is balanced though, and then they've got the combo jack there. So something just to keep in mind. I always liked hooking up via 1/4-inch, via XLR, but nothing wrong with hooking up via 1/4-inch. Just make sure that you're set up and you know what your ins and outs are on your mics. I mentioned the Crossfaders before, but both units have really great crossfaders. The REV7 has the Pioneer DJ Magvel Fader Pro, which is a robust crossfader that is customizable, has various settings to help you find the feel that's right for you. So adjust your curve, adjust your resistance there, and that's great. You can actually adjust the settings right on the front of the unit. On the RANE side, use the Mag 4 crossfader, which is also really nice. It's the lightest crossfader that's available from RANE, and it also features adjustment capability. The big difference here is that you need to unscrew the top plate from the unit to make major adjustments. This won't be really something you're changing that often, so probably not a big deal. You do it once, get it right, and you should be good to go for quite some time. The only time it might come into play is if you have a bunch of different DJs using it at the same night. If you're playing on it in the club, that could be a little bit annoying if you needed to make adjustments, or you might just not be able to make those adjustments. Inputs and outputs. The REV7's got the 2 mic inputs, 1 XLR, 1 1/4-inch TRS jack. We've got 2 phono line RCA. So those phono lines in the back, it also has the grounding there. So you could hook up 2 turntables to it or 2 CDJs to it via line level. It's got an aux in if you want to hook up, an iPad or an iPod or your phone as a backup. I always recommend bringing an iPhone adapter, because remember, there's no headphone jack on the iPhone. Always have that Lightning to 3.5mm adapter with you, just in case. Talking about this RANE One, we've got 2 combo XLR 1/4-inch jacks as opposed to just the 1. It's got 2 stereo RCA TS unbalanced line phono inputs. It's also got 1 stereo RCA TS unbalanced aux input. Just like we had on the Pioneer, you could hook up 2 more turntables to this, or 2 CDJ style players. So it could be the primes from Denon if you want to hook up to this, because RANE doesn't make its own standalones, or could be 2 12s that you add to this if you want more motorized platters with the larger platters. That's cool too. So I think there's no winner in that category. They really have the same functionality, just a matter of what ins and outs you need. The only big difference is that microphone input. The RANE One's been out for like a year and a half, maybe close to 2 years at this point. We did a video on this a while ago, and I'm a huge fan. The REV7 just launched. It's been incredibly anticipated from DJs around the world, because it's the first time I've ever seen motorized platters from a Pioneer DJ piece. Couple additional features: 22 beat effects, 5 color soundbar effects, a brand new instant scratch feature, and just offers more control over Serato DJ native on the controller itself. So if you're the type of DJ that's relying on effects to stand out with your mixes, this is a big advantage of the REV7. I would say, I could see, we talked about the XZ becoming a club standard. We talked about the 1000 SRT being popular in the club. We've talked recently about the RX3 being able to potentially be a standalone piece in the club. For guys that used to play on Tech 1200s, I see this as becoming a club standard piece pretty fast. It's got Pioneer DJ name on it. It's got the Pioneer rugged build quality. I see this as really something that could really happen. RANE One, also awesome, solid build. But I feel like the DDJ REV7 is going to get out there fast, and if they have stock available, it's going to penetrate the market really quickly. My final recap here: the REV7 checks a lot of boxes for Pioneer DJ. They kind of knocked it out of the park with this one. We're going to get you guys a demo of it in use, and we'll also probably link you to the actual official REV7 video from Pioneer DJ. But this is pretty incredible. The piece is just, it one-ups everything that's on the market right now in terms of motorized platter. With the onboard functionality of that mixer, I don't necessarily think the platters are better themselves, but it added that on Jog Display. It's got an incredible mixer in between, and at $18.99, I mean, if you buy a DJI-MS11, it's $2,000 by itself. I feel like you're getting close to that level of mixer plus the 2 platters. I mean, it's less expensive than the RX3. It does cost more than the RANE One, and we've got tons of RANE enthusiasts out there that are just like, I only want RANE. And when they released this, they did an amazing job bringing this to the marketplace. It was originally $14.99. Inflation, guys, it sucks. You're feeling it at the gas pump. We're feeling it in the DJ Toy Store too, because this is up to $15.99 now. But at $15.99, I still think this is an incredible value. I love the piece. I've played on the piece. We had Mr. Wired Up a couple months ago do a demo on the piece. I think it's a no-lose scenario. No matter what you pick, you're gonna be happy. Today, I'm probably picking the REV7, but I couldn't fault anybody that picked that RANE One right now. It's just, they're just both too good. We hope you enjoyed this video from Digital DJ Gear and Musically Yours. Be sure to leave a comment below if this video helped you, and check out these other videos